Hi, everyone! You know, kids, this world is so full of hatred and war. It seems like everyone is unhappy and angry. But then I remember that Psalms 119:165 says, "Great peace have they which love thy law, and nothing shall offend them." So, this means that this world needs God. Many people think that the world will have peace when everyone stops fighting, but real peace is achieved when we forgive those who have hurt us and then reconcile with each other. No matter what happens to us, we should always have peace in our hearts because we trust that God has a purpose for everything. In today's story, we will see how foolishness causes anger and wisdom brings peace. Let's listen to the story of Abigail.
Hello, children. Welcome to Maon, a city in the tribe of Judah. How nice that you've stopped by. I really need some help right now. I need to finish loading the donkeys. As you can see, it's sheep shearing time, which means it's a time of joy and feasting because winter is over. But it's also a time of sharing. Usually everyone's in a good mood. Well, almost everyone. My husband Nabal is not in a good mood right now. Because of him, everyone in our household is in danger. You see, David and his men are also here in Maon. They're hiding in the wilderness because King Saul is jealous that God anointed David to be the next king of Israel and not Saul's son, Jonathan. One of my servants told me that David and his men protected our shepherds while they were in the fields with our flocks, without even asking anything in return. And now that David is in need, he sent 10 of his men to politely ask for food. But do you know what Nabal did? He was rude to them and told them that he didn't know David or want to give him anything. Well, as you can imagine, when David heard my husband's answer, he became really angry. And now he's on his way with all his men to take revenge on all of us. Oh, we're in trouble. I really must hurry. Let's see. I've already packed our donkeys with 200 loaves of bread, 5 sheep, 5 measures of parched corn, and 100 clusters of raisins. I just need to get 200 cakes of figs and some grape juice, and then I'll go to meet David and see if he changes his mind. I tell you, with each step, I will be praying for God's mercy to save our lives.
Oh my! Abigail really had a big problem on her hands. But I'll tell you something. God answered her prayers by giving her the wisdom of heaven to bravely face an angry David and his army of hungry men. Abigail met David as he was coming down a hill towards her house. With deep humility, she bowed before him and interceded for her family. David was surprised. What she did really touched his heart. Her unselfishness, wisdom, and peace helped him see what a horrible thing he was about to do. David even thanked Abigail for keeping him from committing murder while he was angry. This surely would have left a dark stain upon his reputation even before he became king. She took the blame upon herself, and her behavior melted away David's anger and gently showed him that he was acting as foolish as Nabal had. You know, Nabal means foolish, and that's what he was. David also acted foolishly when he was carried away by anger and ordered his men to go and kill Nabal. On the other hand, the wise Abigail calmed David's anger with her words. Just like Proverbs 15:1 says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Foolish people often allow themselves to be controlled by the emotions they feel at the moment, instead of using their head. These people often act foolishly without thinking about the consequences, and that their behavior may lead them to bigger problems. You know, children, anger is an emotion that we all feel at times. Although it's a normal emotion for us to have, we must be very careful. The Bible gives us 3 bits of advice to follow when we're angry. 2 are found in Ephesians 4:26. The first one is, if you get angry, don't sin. That means don't allow yourselves to be controlled by anger and break any of God's commandments. Second, try to make things right with the person you're angry with before you go to bed. And the third tip comes from Proverbs 16:32, which tells us to be wise and control our emotions so that we don't get angry often. In Hebrew, the name Abigail comes from two Jewish words that when put together mean cause of joy. When we meet an angry person, we can be like Abigail and cause joy to fill the hearts of others by helping them to calm down, to think clearly, and also to avoid sin. That's why Jesus calls us to be peacemakers here on earth, so that we can be called the children of God. See you next week, kids. Goodbye.